Welcome everyone to A-Corp Sports and another exciting night of high school volleyball. We're coming to you from the Clarkton High School Gymnasium, where the Reindeer are playing host to the Portageville Bulldogs this evening. A battle between two defending district champions, Clarkton in Class 1 District 2 and Portageville in Class 2 District 1. They both were able to pull those off last year. Alongside my broadcast partner, Coach Gentry Vansel, I'm Philip Brett, ready to bring you all the action. Good evening, Coach.
Good evening, Philip, and I'm ready for another exciting game tonight. We have had both of these teams on broadcast this season, and I'm looking forward to this matchup. This matchup is amazing because this is a great postseason, just a good match. You know, like I said, it doesn't really affect anybody's record on districts, but this is a great matchup between these two teams, and these two teams are hoping to be in the finals in the district tournaments. And so what a great way to get ready. And also, both of these teams will play in conference next week, meaning that this is a great lead into that game as well.
Absolutely. It'll be a challenge for each team. Clarkton is looking for their 20th win on the season. They're 19-6-1. Portageville has won 20 already. They're 23-2. Both teams are solid teams all around, up and down their lineup. We had Portageville last week on their senior night. They took it on the chin from Bernie last week. We had Clarkton at Bernie early in the season, and Clarkton beat Bernie. So you just never know what. That's why we play the games, because if we looked at that, we'd say, well, Clarkton will probably win. But we certainly don't know that, and Portageville is going to be ready to rebound from that loss on last week.
They are. To me, the key tonight is going to be the team that doesn't miss serves, the team that is the most consistent, the team that doesn't hit out, the team that can keep this ball in play. Both teams are excellent at that, and that's what it's going to take to win this game, the few mistakes.
Unforced errors at this time of the season are the ones you want to have, as a coach, the ones you want to have gotten rid of a lot of those by this point in the season, and you hope that your team is peaking at the right time. So both these teams are, as I mentioned, they both have solid records. They're both, the last few years it's been all Clarkton. Since 2019, Clarkton has won every match between these two teams. That'll be 6 times they've met since 2019, and Clarkton has won each of those matches. But it's a different night tonight. These are different teams, and we'll see what happens.
That's right. I expect a good match here tonight. Right now, Portageville is showing off a little bit.
They are, absolutely. They look good in warm-ups. There's no doubt about that.
They do. Tonight, also, we have the Clarkton gym is a wonderful gym. Don't get me wrong, but Portageville will have to deal with the banners or the rafters. Yes,
absolutely.
Up here, and that may affect them a little bit. We're anxious to see about that.
They generally come into play, a couple of points in the game, maybe a few points, and it's, it can be a turning point sometimes if that happens, because if it hits a rafter and goes over, it's a point for the team that receives it, and if it hits a rafter and comes straight back down at you, it's hard to play. So,
and I'm expecting this game to be close.
Absolutely. Well, we mentioned their districts, Class 1, District 2. We've mentioned that a couple of times over the last few games we've played. That is maybe one of the best Class 1 districts top to bottom in the state. Certainly it's the best in the region down here, with Bell City, Bernie, Campbell, Clarkton, Gideon, Richland, and Risco. I think of those 7 teams, 6 of those teams could possibly sneak up and win that district on any given night.
That's right.
They've beaten each other on given nights. So it's a really interesting. That's going to be really interesting to watch. We'll probably have broadcast a couple of games out of that district. Certainly, probably the championship game. On the other hand, we look at Class 2, District 1, where Portageville is, and we see Caruthersville, New Madrid County Central, East Prairie, Malden, Portageville, and Zenith-Hornersville. I know Zenith beat Portageville early in the season, but then Zenith's taken some losses, so that one could be up for grabs as well. There are several teams in that one, and that one's going to. We'll see how all that action shakes out. So we're going to take a break real quick, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
If more than not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded C&S Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. C&S has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
And we're back here in the Clarkton High School Gymnasium for this match between the Clarkton Reindeer and the Portageville Bulldogs. We're ready for our introduction of our starters for this evening's match. For Portageville, number 3, Jayla Weddington. Number 5, Briley Adams. Number 11, Glow Farmer. Number 13, Janiah Smith. Number 20, Mia Shear. Number 24, Lainey Stone. And for Clarkton, who's very excited, number 3, Naylee Rivera. She's a sophomore. Number 7, Brinley Cowart. She's a setter. She's the quarterback on this team. She's the leader. Number 8, Angel Johnson. Solid outside hitter. Number 16, Bree Winchester. Number 19, Kaylee Youngblood. And then the libero, Lexi Elizondo. Oh, number 6, Alana Crowder. And then the libero, number 5, Lexi Elizondo. We want to mention that tonight's that we've got 2 players on Clarkton's team that have reached significant milestones in their careers. One being the libero, Lexi Elizondo, who's reached 1,000 digs as a defensive player. That's pretty astonishing. It's a great number of digs that balls she's picked up and moved to the right spot from the back row. That's pretty astonishing and a huge part of their defense for Clarkton. And then Bree Winchester, who has 500 kills on her career. So both those 2 young ladies obviously are a huge part of this Clarkton team.
And Bree Winchester, I think she was out 1 year as a sophomore or a junior with a broken I don't know if it was a leg, knee, I can't remember what it was. So that's really significant for her, actually having to miss parts of a year.
Well, and she started at Holcomb.
Yes.
And then transferred to Clarkton, so probably so she could play for her aunt.
That's possible.
And certainly this has been a great opportunity for her to play with her cousin, Brinley Cowart, and they really complement each other on the court. So it'll be interesting to see. We had Portageville on Thursday night last week. They played a really solid game, but Bernie just came prepared that night in a different way. I mean, and it's tough to lose your senior night like that, but they did. They had their homecoming over the weekend, or Friday night for football, and so we hope they're ready to put all that behind them and move forward, getting ready for postseason play.
And Clarkton just came off winning against Holcomb. I was there at that game just to watch, and it went 4, and it was close, and it was a good match. So just some good volleyball here in Southeast Missouri right now.
All right. Well, looks like Portageville has the serve to start the match. It's hard to see down there, but I'm thinking that's sheer. Yep, it is. Little bump set, and hit from the back row by Lexi Elizondo, but picked up nicely by Portageville. Bree Winchester hits it over and puts it right on the line. I thought she was turned a little bit too much and was going to hit that ball out, but she found the right spot.
I actually thought that ball was down on Portageville on that side just for a minute.
Yep.
Maybe it's our view. Nice pass by Lainey Stone.
And Jayla Weddington up, but didn't really go aggressively at that hit, and hit it into the top of the net. Elizondo back to serve again for Clarkton. Good pickup that time, Lainey Stone. Set was wide, and Smith had to reach for it. Didn't get a good hit on it at all. Clarkton up 3-0 now. Elizondo back to serve again. She's moved to the other side of the court to serve. Nice set that time for Weddington. Picked up by Elizondo, but can't be handled. It went off her hands, back out, and then out of bounds off Johnson. So first point for Portageville. And Briley Adams back to serve for the Bulldogs. Good pickup by Elizondo. Set to the middle that time for Crowder. Picked up nicely by Portageville. Free ball back over. Set outside to Bree Winchester and down. Portageville thought that was going to be long. It was not. And a point for another kill for Bree Winchester.
It was a perfect place ball on that. Portageville is going to come out and just start swinging again. They kind of sometimes come out soft.
They seem tentative. You're right.
Yes.
And that was, the setter had to run after that one to try to set it and could not get it back up. So much better placement that time on the pass. And Smith was able to put that ball in a good location. Didn't hit it hard, but put it where it needed to go. So 4-2 Clarkton now. And Smith back to serve for the Bulldogs. Nice deep serve, picked up. Good pass to the outside. Rivera that time with the hit. And then Portageville, Briley Adams hits it, but hits it into the top of the net.
To me, right now, Portageville has more height than Clarkton, but as we saw in the Bernie game, it didn't matter.
That's right.
So they're just going to play smarter.
Weddington with a running hit that time and not able to be handled by Brinley Cowart for Clarkton off her hands and out of bounds. She was coming at an odd angle to her, and she wasn't really sure about that, the way it was coming off.
So right now, Clarkton, to me, has just played a smarter game.
Right. So Irby back to serve for Portageville. A little tip over. Farmer back with the hit that time. Picked up nicely by Clarkton. Angel Johnson hits it back. Picked up by Smith. Free ball back over by Portageville. Outside to Johnson again. Good try by Portageville. Smith picked it up and went off her hands and then couldn't be retrieved that time. So another point for Clarkton. 6-3 now for Clarkton. Alana Crowder back to serve for the Reindeer. Oh, nice serve with a lot of movement that time. Serve receive goes out of bounds, and Clarkton gets the point. Ball dropped right as it got over the net. Hard to pick up. Crowder back again to serve. Little floater into the middle of the court. Angel Johnson passed us back over the net again. Second time it's passed over the net. And Johnson was waiting for that one to put it down. Timeout, Portageville. They're going to talk it over. We're going to go for a break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And we're back here in Clarkton at the Clarkton High School Gymnasium. Portageville had to call a timeout there, maybe hoping to slow down the momentum a little bit. What do they need to do to get back here, Coach? Be a little more aggressive?
I think they're going to have to. Portageville's going to have to start swinging. Can't send a free ball over to Clarkton right now.
They seem to be. That was Farmer was there waiting for that one when it was put back over toward, ball came over the net. She was waiting for it and blocked it back down. Good play that time. That's what you want coming out of a timeout like that.
That's
is
right.
To get a point.
And she did.
Absolutely. So Farmer with the serve, Johnson in the middle, and a nice hit that time and down. Again, it's things work better when the pass is good, the set is good, and the hit's good.
That's right. Clarkton's coach has also done her homework, I think. She's watched some film on them, and she has moved her defense around as well. I noticed that a while ago.
Nice serve that time by Rivera, handled well by Portageville. Set to the middle to Johnson, and Johnson's coming out swinging in this set. She's really hitting the ball well right now out of the middle for Clarkton. I
watched her on the first game of the season, and she didn't super shine to me, but she has come around.
Absolutely.
And she is the player right now, the silent one, the deadly one here.
And try to get it back over, bad angle, and another point for Clarkton. Rivera back to serve again. Into the net. We've mentioned before this Clarkton team, they've got a few seniors, but they've also got a good mix of underclass players as well. And so, they lose a couple of solid players. The two we mentioned earlier are both seniors, but they've got some players that will take their place as well. That ball was down. Looked like Portageville thought it was going to be pushed out, but it was down again by Johnson. So.
And I'm anxious to see her. She's a junior next year. Angel Johnson, anxious to see her play next year.
Right. So she'll
back to serve. She'll develop even more.
Off the top of the net, picked up. Shearer tried to pick it up out of the net, but could not. And that was another point for Clarkton. Now they're up 13-5. I didn't expect this kind of start to tonight's game, but we'll see how Portageville responds. There's the rafters coming into play a little bit. She was able to retrieve it, hit it over, but hit it out. So another point for Clarkton. 14-5. Johnson back to serve again for the Reindeer. And this time served it into the net. So we've had several service errors so far in tonight's game for each team. And so they're going to have to probably look as they go into postseason. They're definitely going to have to cut down on those service errors. Set to the outside to Bree Winchester. That set, a little bump set from Brinley Cowart. She can put the ball where she wants it, just almost as well with her bump as she does with the set. So
I didn't even notice which one it was. I was watching Portageville's defense at the time.
Yep.
And
But she put it exactly where she wanted it. Not a good pass that time by the Bulldogs.
So to me, this is very uncharacteristic of Portageville. We've seen them play. They played their hearts out last Thursday night. I know it was their senior night. This is not the team I'm used to seeing here. They have had about 7 or 8 unforced errors. And right there again, very uncharacteristic of them.
Free ball back over. Winchester with a hit and puts it down. He put a lot of topspin on that ball.
And we got another timeout.
And another timeout. So Portageville's going to take their second and final timeout of the set, but she needed that. They're down by 11. So we're going to take 30 seconds, and we'll be back right after this.
What First State Community Bank means to me is it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
Welcome back to the Clarkton High School Gymnasium, where the Reindeer are leading 17-6 here in the first set of this match between two solid teams, but they've really come out on fire, hitting the ball well. And Portageville seems a little flat right now. So we'll see if the coach was able to shake them up a little bit in that timeout. Lexi Elizondo serving for the Reindeer. Nice pass, nice set. Just not able to finish. Set to the outside to Bree Winchester. Nice block that time. Good pass. Smith with the ball in the middle. So still not really solid contact, but placement was good. And that's really all you need, and maybe that's what they need to get moving in the right direction.
So Portageville has played too much defense and not enough offense, and they've given Clarkton too many free opportunities to pass it, hit it.
Nice pickup that time. Both teams with nice, people sacrificing their bodies to get to those balls. And then there's Flo Farmer with the ball, putting the ball straight down. They've been looking for that all night. Coach has been looking for that. She didn't know where that was until just now. So now they got that. They're back within 10, back to 9 points. So Adams with the serve again. Nice serve, not able to be picked up very well by Clarkton that time. So what we saw earlier was Shear running all over the court. Now Brinley Cowart's having to run all over the court a little bit the last couple of serve receives. Nice movement on that serve that time. Winchester just hits it back over off the net. Okay, so Clarkton was in the net. I knew somebody was in the net, but I couldn't tell who it was. But the referee saw that Clarkton was in the net. Didn't matter. The ball was hit down, but Clarkton was in the net.
That was a great kill by Smith.
Absolutely. She hit that ball. That's the best ball she's hit tonight, and she needed that. She needs to get herself fired up. Set to the outside to Farmer. That time it was
out.
Just barely, though. She cut that cross court, but just missed the line.
I'm just happy that they're swinging now.
Absolutely. No, I'm sure the coach is as well. So a little miscommunication there. Again, off the rafters, free ball back over by Portageville. Set to the outside to Winchester. Blocked that time by Weddington.
That was a single block, too.
Absolutely.
That was a big block, and she's
right
pumped. So Clarkton needs to calm things down just a little bit right now and get back in the game.
Smith back to serve for Portageville. Johnson hits that one out of the back row, but didn't leave her feet either way. And Cowart wasn't able to handle that pickup, so that ball went off her hands and out of bounds. So Clarkton's going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll Both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We're back here in the Clarkton High School gymnasium. I've often mentioned that volleyball is a game of momentum, and it changes really quickly. And right now, Portageville has all the momentum. So that timeout was strategic, hoping on Clarkton's part, hoping that they could slow down the momentum. Serve outside to Rivera again. That time she hit it a little bit long and out. So another point. I guess that's 6 straight points now for the Portageville Bulldogs. Free ball back over and in. Portageville thought that ball was going out, and they let it go, and it landed in the court.
So Portageville just went on a 6-point run, and Clarkton now is hoping to get to 20. Remember, we always said first team to 20.
Yep. Another unforced serving error. Bree Winchester, normally a pretty solid server for them.
And that's 3 for Clarkton right now.
So 19-14. Love to watch Jayla Weddington when she comes out of the game. She's just full of excitement. But there, Bree Winchester wasn't able to pick that ball up, so coach is going to sub her out real quick and bring in Riley Plunkett. She's a freshman. She plays that back row pretty well, though, for them, so we'll see how she can handle it back here. Irby with the serve again. Got Angel Johnson back on the front row. That one she hit off the top of the net a little bit, so they were able to pick it up. Set back outside to her again. Middle to Stone. Picked up. Hit back over by Riley Plunkett that time. Good pickup by Plunkett. Cowart to Johnson. And Johnson hit that ball right where she needed to, because
right at her face. She didn't know what to do.
Smith didn't know whether to back up and hit it, and she just reacted, and that's all she could do.
We have Elena Crowder now back out to serve for Clarkton. Set was over the net.
Set to the middle to Johnson this time. Hit it off the top of the net and down.
That was an error on Clarkton.
Yep.
That is her first error tonight. She has really had a good game so far.
Makes you wonder if she's a little bit winded right now. She's been going hard this set. So let's go back to her in the middle, and that time she gets it over and picked up by Portageville.
Nice pass by the libero from Clarkton.
Good pickup that time by Shear on the front row. Stone with a free ball back over. Set to the middle to Johnson and hit it into the top of the net again. The timing was off that time. She didn't get up on that, but she didn't jump at all on that one. So
right now in the front row for Clarkton, she is their go-to girl, and they are going to her a lot. And then she's having to play the blocker, middle blocker as well. So she's everywhere, jumping every play.
Right.
And then we had a missed serve there by Portageville.
Right.
For number 13.
So Rivera's back to serve for Clarkton. A little jump serve and hit it into the top of the net.
It's 2 in a row.
You know, this is, again, uncharacteristic of Clarkton. Generally, they're pretty solid at the fundamentals, very fundamental team, but both teams have struggled tonight. Johnson on the right side now, and she put that one down. Give her an opportunity to come back and serve. Bree Winchester's back on the front row now for Clarkton. We'll see if she can.
And Portageville had to expect her to do that. She was ready for it.
Absolutely. Good pickup by Farmer that time. Set to Smith, and she was in the net. Ball was set way close to the net. She thought she could get up and tip it, and instead tipped the net. Johnson with the serve, and another one into the net. Is that 3 in a row?
That's
3 out of 4?
3 out of 4, yes. So that is 5 total missed serves for Clarkton. You know, you take those points away from Portageville, it should be a 14-point game.
And they're right here. A lot of them have happened right here in the last part of this set, which is when you really need to be buckling down. Nice hit that time by Weddington, but she went across. They called it for being across the line.
That's a tough one.
Yep. So it's set point. Set number 1. Elizondo with the serve. Picked up to Smith in the middle. Pass close to the net. Over to Bree Winchester. Just hits it back over. Set to the middle to Smith again. Blocked that time by Crowder. Weddington mistimed her jump on that hit. Good pickup by Shear that time. But Weddington hit it and hit the rafter and down, but that was going to go out if it hadn't hit the rafter. So Clarkton takes the first set, 25-19. So we're going to take a minute, and then we'll be back to discuss set number 1 and what we can look forward to in set number 2.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
And we're back inside the Clarkton High School Gymnasium for the beginning of set number 2. Portageville coach had a little bit to say to her team, but had them back out there inside 45 seconds of the 3-minute break. Coach, what do you think she had to say to them?
I think she said, you got to come out and play harder. You can't come out soft and that type of thing and overlook this school.
They started hitting the ball a lot better later in that first set.
It's just too late when you have a good team like Clarkton. You cannot come out passive and then had to fight your way back in.
You can't give them a 10-point head start, can you?
That's right.
And expect to beat them to 25.
That's right. And even though Clarkton tried, they missed 5 serves that game.
Right.
And had a few errors, but, you know, they're just such a tough team here.
Well, from Clarkton's standpoint, you've got to feel pretty good about the fact that you won 25-19.
Yes.
Even in the face of those errors, and the fact that, you know, your best hitter has not at this point been hitting the ball extremely well. Angel Johnson has picked up the slack and has certainly performed very well.
Right.
But from Clarkton's standpoint, they got to feel pretty good about having won that set. From Portageville's standpoint, they've got to feel like they know they're better than that, better than they played there. We've seen them play better than that.
Well, they're still smiling and laughing, so let's see what we got.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right, so Elizondo with the serve for Clarkton. Smith with a solid hit that time. Blocked in the middle. Outside to Bree Winchester. Good pickup. Hit free ball back over by Clarkton to Clarkton. Winchester with a tap back over. Set to the outside to Weddington. Boy, you get her out there without a block, and she's going to put that ball down every time. Unless she jumps over the line, she's going to put it down every time.
She does. She hangs a little bit. I love how when she jumps, she has this hang time that you think, is she coming down yet?
Right. She floats toward the line a little bit, which is what got her in trouble earlier, but that time she was able to put it right down. Not able to get it back over by Clarkton.
Miscommunication on their spot right now. Coach Winchester, or Coach Coward, I'm sorry, is holding her hands up like, what are we going to do, girls? And they do. They got it worked out. Those two are wonderful back there together. Perfect.
So a good pass that time. Set to the outside to Winchester. Good pickup by Portageville. And there's Farmer on the outside that time, putting the ball down. And the bench is up and excited now. So let's see if that gets the Portageville Bulldogs some momentum going here to start set number 2. Pass to the outside, set to the outside to Winchester, and she's able to get that ball down off hands and out of bounds. So Brinley Cowart back to serve for the Reindeer. And there's Weddington again. And Clarkton's just not getting the block up on her. And I know that's a quick set, and she's up quickly. But they got to get somebody up to try to keep her from hitting that ball.
I don't know if she just didn't go with her. I don't know. Elena Crowder does a wonderful job. She jumps very well for her height. I just think that Weddington actually jumps higher than her right now.
Right. Good try by Rivera on that block. She tried to pick it up, but it called a lift, and so she wasn't able to.
And right now we're seeing just the opposite of what happened in the first game.
Absolutely.
We are just the opposite.
And you know the same thing here. Clarkton can't allow a really good team in Portageville to get a huge advantage, and they've already got a 5-point lead on them. Coach Cowart decides she's going to take a timeout because she's got to stop this before it gets completely out of hand. So we're going to stay here this time through the break and talk a little bit about what's going on. So what do you see differently from these two teams in this second set so far?
So Portageville right now has it seems like stronger choices of hitters on the front row right now. They can move it around and that type of thing. Clarkton right now, they really rely on Winchester and Johnson, and right now they're just not getting them the ball to take care of it. And Portageville seems to have the momentum right now. We've had a few kills from Portageville out of the middle, outside.
Right.
And they're moving the ball around very well. Clarkton's going to have to pick it up, and don't count them out.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, you know, we've seen these two teams each of them has been down and come back in sets we've watched that we broadcasted. So let's see what happens. An unforced serving error there. Coach Cowart's timeout strategically did what she wanted it to do, and that it stopped the momentum and kept Portageville from continuing that run. So Bree Winchester back to serve for the Reindeer. Nice solid serve that time. She had missed the last one, so it was nice for her. I know she feels better about that. You know, Rivera hits the ball really well. She's not very big, but she jumps pretty well, but she puts some heat on that ball and hit that one right into the block, but the blocker was off the net and went right down in front of her.
That's right.
Another nice serve, received close to the net. Serve to the outside to Johnson that time. Nice set to Farmer off the block and out of bounds.
So here on Clarkton, the middle blocker's not getting over to block, and we're putting Riviera up against Weddington that time, and or Glow, and she's just giving all she can, but it's just not. It didn't happen that time for her.
Right. Outside to Johnson again, off the block, picked up. Almost every block is a solo block at this point, and we see that a lot. That time Johnson hit that over the block and down. You know,
Portageville does double block at times, and that
they
might
tried
be
to get there that time.
They try to, and that is something that Clarkton probably doesn't see enough of in Class 1.
Stone with a hit out of the middle. Tip the top of the net, and the coverage was not ready for that ball to come slow and just trickle down.
What I call the volleyball gods were on her side.
Absolutely. Just rolled over the net and down. So Farmer back with the serve for Portageville in the middle to Johnson. Off the block, picked up that time. Stone with the tip. Free ball back over for Clarkton. Portageville set to the middle. It's Adams that time. Rivera with a stretch for that ball.
And a hitting error on Lainey Stone.
Right.
I like that one. Number 5, Adams came in from the outside, tried to run a little bit of a trick play. It was nice look.
Rivera hit that one into the net. It's a couple in a row that she's done that, so she's going to have to get those out of her head.
And Coach Cowart's over here rubbing her head, bless her heart.
Right. So
on the missed serves, and she knows it.
Yeah,
She's been counting.
She knows they've just got to get the ball over and play it. I mean, they can play with them if they'll just put the ball in play. You can't score when you don't put the ball in play, and that ball was hit long and out by Portageville.
The ball was typically a little bit higher than Portageville Middle usually likes it.
That's right. Angel Johnson was ready to sub out, and Coach finally sent the sub in for her. That's
she's ready to sit for just a minute.
She is. Catch her breath a little bit. This is Miranda Hernandez in for Clarkton in to serve.
She does a great job on back row as well. Nice
She
serve.
does. Nice serve, and Shear couldn't pick it up. I wouldn't be surprised to see when we come back here next year, Miranda Hernandez in that separate color jersey. I wouldn't either. She might step right into that role that Elizondo's had. She plays well on the back row, as you mentioned, as a defender.
So for Portageville, we also have a sophomore in there now, Taryn Irby. She is in. Portageville's not talking on that last set, pass set hit. They just didn't talk well enough.
So a good set that time, a little bit outside, but Smith was able to collect it and put it down, and so that was another point for Portageville. 10-8 now, Portageville's ahead. Weddington's back in on the front row. She's excited. She gets the team excited. Clarkton subbing.
We have Johnson back in to play back
Clarkton
row.
subbing White in for
Six.
for Youngblood that time, I
Yes.
think, and so.
And they're confused right now where she's wanting to be, but
Right.
she is tall.
She is.
Nice reaction. That's all that was.
And she knows it. She kind of had a smile on her face after that because she knew that was just lucky that she hit it. Weddington, it's about the third time that those rafters have come into play. One of the first times it's come into play where it was off and down on the other side where they lost a point.
And if I've noticed more, the rafters have affected Portageville more than they have Clarkton. And
Right.
just this home court, we got a lot of swapping in and out of here. It's
Yeah.
how it has to work for this libero.
That's right, because she can come in, but you have to actually sub in because she wanted to put Youngblood back in for the libero, so that she had to sub in before the libero took her spot. Set to the middle that time for Crowder. Outside to Weddington again. That time Crowder up with the block. Set to the outside. Free ball back over by Winchester.
Glow in the back for a back row hit. First back row hit we've seen all day.
It was. So good pickup. Set to the outside by Cowart. That time Winchester got under it. Hit it long and out to the side.
Winchester's struggling, but what we saw, the first pass that hit off of that rally, she hit that ball, and Portageville just happened to be right there.
Yep.
You can tell she's struggling right now.
Yeah, she looks like she doesn't have much energy, and I don't know if she's been sick or what, but she looks like she's just.
Well, if you live in Southeast Missouri too long, it's called allergies.
That's possibly the case.
Coach Cowart is on them right now. She is.
She's fairly animated on the sidelines.
I love it.
Players respond pretty well,
There
though.
it is.
That was a good, solid hit by Winchester. Now, I said she looked like she didn't feel well, but you know what? She doesn't show a lot of emotion on the court. We noticed that in times we've seen her before.
That's right.
She doesn't show much emotion out there, so it's hard to tell if that's just her standard operating procedure or if she's not got a lot of energy. Good recovery that time by Winchester. By Cowart. Oh, nice hit by Weddington that time. And Cowart looks back at Coach Cowart and just says, yeah, I should have picked that up, but it's hit really hard.
And she's smiling at her mom.
Yep.
I actually thought, and I think Clarkton also thought that set was going out to Glow. And she just popped it right back. That was beautiful.
So Smith with the serve barely cleared the net. Free ball, but not very free from Johnson in the back row. And Cowart not able to receive that hit.
She's frustrated too right now. She's an excellent defensive player too. If we could, we would love to make her the libero. That's what Coach Cowart told me one time. She said she would love to be a libero.
Absolutely, but they also need to. Interesting.
So the pass was on the net.
Right.
She couldn't jump. She's back row. She could jump. She tried. It's just too much.
I was just curious as to whether or not the block was over the net. I can't not tell that from here because we were out, but the referees were right on the net and didn't look like that they felt like it was. So.
And sometimes just the presence of that person jumping gets in your head.
Winchester back to serve for Clarkton. Nice serve that time. Picked up, set to the outside for Johnson, off the block and down for Clarkton. And for Portageville on Clarkton's side.
That's
Weddington again. And then she's out. Here she goes, getting excited again. Picking up her fairy bear, whoever that is, that she holds on the bench.
We have Irby back in to serve. Nice hit.
Johnson just, casually put that ball exactly where she needed to hit it. That was a nice hit for her.
And she smiles.
Yep. She's happy with that one for sure. Youngblood back into the game for Clarkton.
That ball dropped over that net.
Sure did. Nice serve that time. Set to the outside to Youngblood, to the right side. Set to the middle for Stone, and nobody could react quickly enough for that one. No block up on her that time, and boy, they put that ball right down. Elizondo back in this time for Winchester. Give Winchester a breather before she's back on the front row. Probably a smart play by Coach Cowart there to give her a break. Set to the middle to Johnson. Picked up nicely by Smith. Free ball back over. Cowart to the outside to Rivera. Good solid hit, but picked up by Portageville. Free ball back over. Set out to Rivera again. Off the net. Well, I think that might have gone off Stone's head initially, but it worked, and they were able to almost get it back over, but into the net and down.
Clarkton does an excellent job of when Cowart passes the ball, their libero comes up, takes care of it, makes it look nice and smooth to try to get a set out of it or anything. They really do a nice job of that.
And there's Johnson with a tip in the middle. That ball was passed over the net, and a lot of teams we see that run a 5-1 like Clarkton does, you don't see them able to, if their setter takes the first serve receive, they're not able to handle it. They can't stay in system, and certainly Clarkton's able to do that. Well, timeout, Portageville. So we're going to take a break. It's back to 17-15 now. Clarkton has worked their way right back, so we'll take 30 seconds and be back.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
And we're back here at Clarkton High School Gymnasium. Clarkton has clawed their way back and have gotten to within 2 points of the Portageville Bulldogs this evening here in set number 2. Riley Plunkett back to serve for Clarkton. Tip the net and over. There's that volleyball gods in her favor.
Sometimes we like to say we practice that, but as a coach, we do not
Nobody
practices
that.
Nobody.
Not.
Not at our level, we do not.
I mean, you want them to sometimes serve it low and short, but just as a strategy. But you can't do that consistently because it will not stay on our side. Your side, they'll go over. It'll stay on your side and be a point for them. So lots of good action. Pick up, hit to the outside to Youngblood that time. And Portageville not able to handle it, and Clarkton gets the point, ties the set up, 17-17.
So now we're going to see Aaliyah Larry come in and she's going to run the setting position for them.
She has
Give
not,
Shear a break.
She has not been in yet tonight, and we don't know exactly what that was all about because they both ran the setting position on Thursday night last week. So they ran 2 setters. So nice set to the middle that time and into the outside. Youngblood with a hit for Clarkton. Picked up by Adams. Set back to Adams. Picked up again by Clarkton, this time to the middle to Johnson.
Nice long rally here. And perfect.
Nice smart play by Larry. She just tipped that ball right over and down.
And Clarkton was waiting for her to set, and we all were too. And
Absolutely.
she just played it smart right now. Way to come off the bench and do that.
I think the coach felt like she lifted that ball a little bit, caught it and threw it. But you know what? The referees are going to call it the way they see it. So good tip down that time by Johnson. She's going to be subbed out again for.
And Winchester's going to come in front row.
Hernandez. And Winchester coming in fresh. She got a couple of points there, and they got a couple of points without her in the game. So she should be fresh, ready to hit off that front row. Smith with a solid hit. Picked up by Hernandez, but not able to make the play.
In for Portageville, Weddington.
So Johnson's back in for Clarkton in the back row. So this will be Larry's first serve for the night, and comes off the bench and has not gotten loose. She's been sitting there for a couple of sets, and so she wasn't loose, and she hit that one into the net. Elizondo back to serve for the Reindeer. Picked up by Stone. Larry in the middle to Smith. Nice hit that time.
And
Cowart just wasn't able to get to that second hit.
Elizondo, she took it. She did a great job of passing it. It just didn't happen for him.
Yeah, Cowart was trying to get there. She just couldn't get to it. And, you know, Clarkton's trained to let her get that ball if she can get it at all, and that time she couldn't. Winchester hit that long. Just didn't get over the top of it and hit it long.
So Portageville has got to 21st.
They have by one point. So we'll see what happens in this last 5 points. That set was over the net, and Weddington was waiting for it. Not much Bree Winchester could do about that. So coach wants a timeout for Clarkton. She's very heated. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
And we're back right here in the Clarkton High School Gymnasium. Coach Cowart was very animated in that huddle that time. She's getting her point across to them.
She's one of my favorite coaches to watch.
She is a lot of fun. She gets red-faced and fired up, and they know that she means it when she gets them in that huddle.
There we go.
And she got what she wanted. She got a nice pass, a nice set, and a solid hit from Bree Winchester. You know, we've had opportunities to talk to these coaches and players, and you know, you've coached your daughters, and sometimes it's hard to coach family members. Sometimes you're harder on them than you may be on other players. They certainly feel like you are.
They certainly do. I had learned a long time ago if I wouldn't say it to another child, another player, I wouldn't say it to my own daughter.
That's good, because that's a good philosophy to live by. That's a nice play that time. Weddington, this Portageville team, they've got the fire right now, and they are up at set point 24-20 to even this match up. So we'll see if they can hold serve here in the last 5 points. hit that time. Good pickup by Clarkton. Pass set back out to Winchester. Wow, lots of hands on that ball, but worked for
lots of rolls.
Portageville. And Riley Plunkett with a hit from the right side that time that found a spot.
And I finally got a little fire in Coward over here, Brindley.
I think
finally got a little fire in her.
I think Coach Amy Coward kind of lit her up in that timeout a while ago, and she came out with a look on her face of determination, like she was ready to do something. But we'll see if she can do it. They can do it, Clarkton, in the next set because Portageville takes this set 25-21, ties it up 2 sets to 2 or 1 set to 1 after the second set. So we'll be back in about a minute to move forward.
Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Welcome back, Clarkton High School Gymnasium, Clarkton, Missouri. We are starting set number 3. We are 1 set to 1. The Reindeer won the first set. Portageville Bulldogs came back and won set number 2. And here we are ready for set number 3. So, as you know, we play 3 out of 5, so we're going to do at least 4 sets tonight, maybe 5.
You never know.
No, these fans get extra sets for free tonight, maybe. So
that's right. So in that second set, we saw a complete different Portageville team. We saw they had 15 kills that I've counted versus Clarkton's 8. The missed serves were about even, 3 and 2. And the errors on Clarkton, I think, which with them getting kills, and they just put the ball down. They did their job, and it showed. But the score was still a decent score, 25-21, and it was still a game. Clarkton didn't get out, even though Clarkton came out flat.
So Aaliyah Larry's going to start this set with the serve for Portageville. As we mentioned, she didn't play in set number 1 and came in late in set number 2, but now she's starting this third set as the setter and starting with her serve. So we'll see if Coach continues to run with 1 setter or if she runs 2 setters like she did Thursday night when we watched them play against Bernie.
That's right.
So the first set picked up, set to the outside, quickly to Winchester, who puts it down solid. Nice hit to that cross court.
And there's Clarkton's crowd. That was a wonderful.
Starting to get into it a little bit. We'll see if that enthusiasm from the crowd carries over to the court. Good pickup that time. Smith with the hit. Good pickup. And Winchester hit that kind of flat-footed, but Farmer picked it up, but it hit it long and into the net, and the Larry couldn't pick it up out of the net. Elizondo with the serve for Clarkton again. So set to the outside again to Winchester, that time picked up by Farmer. Weddington in the middle. That ball was out and off my foot. We're sitting right behind the Clarkton end of the court on the stage. So some angles are tough, but it's cool to see what these serves are doing, and that ball had a lot of movement on it that time. Nice hit out of the middle that time by Crowder. and put it right where no one was playing. She looked like she was surprised that it was that easy for her.
She was. She just went right around the middle.
Elizondo back to serve again. And Smith, that time picked up by Johnson in the back row. That was hit pretty hard. Johnson was anticipating that. She was just too excited about it. And coach was kind of giving her some, that was a ball she could have jumped and hit, and she chose not to.
That's what I thought, and coach did too.
Yep. So Cowart, that ball was a little close to the net. She was smart and just set it right back over and down on the Portageville side. So we've seen this exact same start in all 3 sets, with one team jumping out to about a 4 or 5 point advantage. Clarkton in set number 1, Portageville in set number 2, and here Clarkton again in set number 3.
That is 3 missed serves for
Brentley Cowart.
She has had 1 each set. I don't think that's typical of her.
And I know she's a little frustrated with herself, but good pickup by Johnson that time with a hit out of the middle. Rivera may have been a little intimidated that time by Weddington, because Weddington was way up over the net.
Her and Laney Stone.
Mm-hmm. So Smith back to serve for the Bulldogs. Pass to the outside to Rivera again. That time hits it over the block. Set was too close to the net, and Stone couldn't handle it. Trying to hit it with her left hand to get anything out of the play, and couldn't do it.
Right now, Portageville doesn't have any kills right now.
In this set, yeah.
In this set.
Good pickup by Larry Weddington with a free ball back over. Good communication by the Reindeer that time. Good hit by Rivera. Picked up by Winchester in the back row. Set to the outside to Johnson.
And Weddington did her job blocking.
She did.
And in comes Irby.
Irby back in for Weddington to serve. Good serve for Irby. Johnson with the hit, picked up by Smith in the back row. Smith's played really well in the back row tonight. Set to the outside to Rivera. Farmer that time with the block, with a solo block on her. And that's another one of those situations where Rivera's height came into play, because she jumps well, but when you start out at that disadvantage, it's hard. Nice Farmer up with another nice block. Oh, but Farmer was in the net, so they called Farmer for being in the net.
I don't know about that.
No, it was 5. It was Adams that was in the net.
Adams not even in the front row.
That's who he called, but
okay.
Maybe she was covering the block. I don't know how she was that close, but so either way, ball turned over to Clarkton, and Crowder serves it, a service error into the net. So Portageville has the ball back, down 7-6 here in set number 3. Poor communication there for Clarkton. They weren't really sure where that ball was going, and
so errors like that in a district game is what's it could cost you a game. And just like her, the missed serves, the simple little errors that are basically what we would call JV errors maybe, or junior high communications.
And sometimes it feels like that a lot of players want their serve to be a weapon, and sometimes coach just wants them to get it over and let's play defense. And a lot of times that's not happening when you hit that ball into the top of the net, or you hit that ball long on your serve. Well, it's never happening if you hit it in the top of the net or long on your serve. So Johnson with a strong hit that time, picked up by Portageville. Nice play, free ball back over, set to the right side to Johnson this time, and she puts it cross court and down.
Very smart on her.
Johnson again showing that she's a force to be reckoned with on the front row for this Reindeer team. Riley Plunkett with the serve, but served it long and out. So Portageville serving now. Stone serving down 8-9. And she hit that right into the net. I think Bree Winchester was she was ready for it, but it was going to be a tough serve if it had cleared the net. She was in a tough position to return that. So
both teams have missed 2 serves each.
You just got to expect that your servers are going to put it in play at this point in the season. Miranda Hernandez back in for Clarkton to serve. And she hits it into the net this time. Her serves have been pretty solid so far in the game tonight, but she's going to come back out.
When I first started coaching 25 years ago, the serves, it didn't, we played to 15, hit the net, it didn't matter.
Right.
So we would teach serve hard. And
Right.
I'm like you, Philip, here lately, it's just get it in sometimes.
And you didn't teach necessarily to serve it really low, because if it tipped the net and went over, it was a side out.
It was side out.
It didn't count for you. So it certainly was a different game, but lots of strategy changes. So Clarkton with a point now. Elizondo back to serve for Clarkton. Smith in the middle, very nice hit that time, and could not be picked up by the Reindeer. Coach definitely calling plays and rotations from the bench. The Clarkton players, more so than most teams we've seen, they look to that bench after every play. Nice play that time by Winchester. She saw a spot and just put the ball right into it. And I thought that was going to be out when she hit it, but it was down.
I've seen them play 3 or 4 times now, and she loves to tip to her left.
Yep.
And there's a hole there.
Good pickup that time. There's Rivera, got it through the block that time. Smith in the middle. Nice recovery that time by Crowder in the middle. Tipped off her fingers, picked up. Set to the outside to Rivera, who Farmer with the hit by Portageville to get it back over. Weddington with a block on Winchester. Rivera couldn't get that one over. Nice rally back and forth, though. Both teams playing good defense, both teams hitting the ball. So
that was really good, just really good volleyball right now.
Absolutely. No real unforced errors that time. It was just playing well. And
lots of whistles right now, just a little bit of replay right now.
Don't know what happened.
Said the ball is wet, or
okay.
it's got something on it.
Guess we're going to get a new ball.
The one thing I do see here, Portageville has a lot more subs, and they use a lot more subs, I think, than Clarkton.
Right.
And sometimes that shows out here. I know Angel Johnson, she's probably in really good shape, but she's probably like, yeah, let's just get just one more little quick breather.
So we've got a new ball into the game, and ready for Smith to serve for Portageville. Good pass, set to the outside. Rivera tipped it over. Farmer that time with a defensive hit over, basically. Rivera that time off the net, but it rolled over for her. Cowart didn't hit that set very well, but it got maybe close to where she wanted it to go. Nice hit by Winchester, but picked up by Portageville. Just set over to the back row. Winchester with the set to the right side that time to Rivera. Little miscommunication there by both girls going for the ball for Portageville and not able to handle it. It was Larry trying to take that first one, and it was just, there was a little communication issue there. Off the net by Winchester, tipped over and rolled over and couldn't be handled by the Bulldogs that time. So 14-11, Clarkton in the lead now here in set number 3. Winchester back to serve again for the Reindeer. Short, just cleared the net. Good placement that time for her. And Johnson uses the block. She's like, Weddington's going to be up over the net. I'll just hit it off her hands and out of bounds. Portageville takes a timeout, hoping to stem the tide right now. So we're going to take 30 seconds. We'll be back after we pay some bills.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Cold beer, pork steak, fast break, the best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, whoop doggies, I think I need a fast break. All right.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast Break.
And we're back here inside the Clarkton High School gymnasium, where I played a basketball game or two back 35 years ago plus.
Well, we won't talk about that. How many years ago it was.
It has been a while. My dad's name's hanging in the rafters here, Coach Vansel.
Really?
His
That's
team
awesome.
went to the Final 8 in basketball in 1948. That's a long time ago.
That is.
So nice. Oh, nice play. Oh, she called it out. That ball looked like it was right on the line, but the line judge was right on top of it, and
So
she called it out.
And he went with it.
So
The gym looks a little different than when you were probably playing.
it does. It looks a lot different.
A little more black.
Absolutely. So Winchester back to serve again, and that serve was out.
So Clarkton has missed 4, and Portageville has missed 3, and now we have Irby back in.
Irby back in to serve, subs in for Weddington. Good pickup, good set to the outside. Picked up by, good try. Good hustle, but not able to get there. Rivera couldn't get to that ball. So Irby back to serve again for the Bulldogs. No communication there between Elizondo and Winchester on the back row.
It was coming high at him. And it moved a little bit.
It did. I mean, normally I think your libero's going to take that ball. The same thing happened there. Nobody's calling that ball in the back row, I think, right now. Good hit by Johnson.
Oh.
Picked up. Cowart just could not get there. That ball the pass was really short, and she couldn't get to it.
And Adams, for Portageville, just happened to put her hand out.
Yep. So Irby with the serve again, hoping to tie the set up. Rivera with the hit, picked up by Smith in the back row. Free ball back over by Stone. Set to the outside. Good pickup by Portageville that time. Set to the right side to Rivera. Oh, nice cross court. Farmer was on the line, blocking on the line, and she hit it cross court.
I like that. We all think she's going to go to Johnson, and she pops it right back to Riviera, and the block just wasn't there, and she just hit it, said, hey, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Absolutely. That was a nice play. And Clarkton players are starting to get a little excited. That was an ace that time for Crowder.
Mm-hmm.
And Crowder back to serve again, now up 18-15 for the Reindeer. Good pickup, Larry with a free ball back over. Does not hit the rafter. It looked like it was close, but it did not. Rivera hit that one, but hit it out. So Elizondo back in, play the back row. Farmer with the serve for Portageville. Rivera to Johnson. Everybody running all over the court and hoping they get back into their spot, and they are able to. That ball tipped the rafter, and Cowart couldn't play it off the pickup.
I don't know, she kind of fell, tripped or something. It just wasn't, did it hit the rafter?
I don't know if it hit or she thought it was going to, and it didn't, and she wasn't in the right spot for it. So
nice hustle. Just didn't happen.
Good hustle for Rivera. She wasn't able to get to it. She's okay. She just
a little slow
getting up.
Score is tied right now.
Yep.
Pivotal moment right here.
Portageville worked their way back, clawed right back into this game, and set to the middle to Johnson, who hits it long and out.
And there was no block that time.
Portageville with the lead now, 19-18. Timeout Clarkton. She doesn't want them to win the race to 20. So Clarkton calls timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagrow 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
And we're back right here in the Clarkton High School Gymnasium.
Both coaches taking quite a bit of the full minute.
Absolutely. We're recap a little bit. We're in the third set. If you're just joining us, we're in the third set. We have split the first two sets. Clarkton won the first one. Portageville won the second one. Clarkton jumped out ahead here in the third set, but Portageville has clawed their way back, and they're up 19-18 here in set number 3 with the serve. So Glow Farmer with the serve, set to the middle to Johnson. I think Stone thought that was going to be a quick set. There's Johnson with a solid block and down. Like Stone went up early on that first block, and the ball wasn't hit over, so she had to go back up again. So that's tough.
And she turned around and she was excited. Score is tied back now, 19-19.
Yep. Riley Plunkett into the set. Had to go find the volleyball first before she could serve, so now she's ready to serve. Nice serve. Boy, that ball had really dropped as it cleared the net. That was she had a lot of top spin on that ball. That was a weapon that time. It was a serve that was a weapon. So we'll see what her serve is here at 2019. Good, nice floater, had some movement to it. Good pickup, set to the middle to Johnson. Off the block, picked up by Larry. Free ball back over for Portageville. Let's see what Clarkton can do with that free ball. Little slide to the outside, sort of half slide. And
just long.
Just a little bit long. Larry hit it back over, hit it left-handed, hit it all the way to the back, but just a little bit out. Set to the back to Stone, and that ball was out unless it was touched.
It was out.
Yep. So 22-19, coach is going to call a timeout for Portageville. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
So it's 22-19 here in set number 3. Between those timeouts, Clarkton has scored 4 straight points and is ahead now 22-19 when they were behind by 1. So
it's momentum right now for Clarkton.
Absolutely, and from their standpoint, a really good time to have the momentum in their favor. Riley Plunkett has served several really solid serves here. Johnson in the middle, that time picked up by Farmer. Johnson blocked it, picked it up, but when she picked it up, her hands were not right. She hit it out of bounds. Brenly Cowart was covering that block and probably could have picked that ball up and passed it better.
Thought I was going to get in the game just
I
for a minute.
I did too. The table took the ball instead of you. So 23-20 now.
Did not need to miss that serve.
Clarkton with the lead. Angel Johnson back to serve for the Reindeer. Clears the net that time. It was close, but it cleared the net.
Tough serve.
And Larry went up to try to salvage something out of it and wasn't able to do so. So set point now. Angel Johnson back to serve at set point. Gets it over. Good pick up, set to the middle. Free ball back over. Clarkton, let's see what they can do with that. So they're going to set it to the outside to Winchester, which is what you want to do with it. Free ball back over again. And they're going to go back out to Winchester again, who finds an open spot. Again, that tip to her left side and wins set number 3 for Clarkton. So Clarkton's now up 2-1 after 3. We'll take a minute and we'll be back to recap set number 3.
julep, julep, julep,
If Moreland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
And we're back right here in the Clarkton High School Gymnasium. We're glad that you're joining us this evening for this boot heel matchup between the Portageville Bulldogs and Clarkton Reindeer. The recap real quick. We're getting ready to start set number 4. Clarkton is leading 2-1, having won the first and third sets. Portageville won set number 2, and here we are in set number 4. To see which team can pick up some momentum and move forward. What do you expect? Well, what did you see differently there in that set? I mean, it was still close, 25-20. All 3 sets have been close, but what did you see differently that time that Portageville can change, and what do you think Clarkton needs to do to keep moving?
So Portageville didn't get any kills that game, or didn't get many, and they didn't get the ball set as much as they would like, and Clarkton over here, they got plenty that time. That is not what we saw in the second set. What I like to see here is that the scores of the sets are fairly close. So I'm anxious to see this 4th set. All the sets have been within 5 points of each other, 5, 4, and 6. And the one thing about that set, that third set, no one came out flat. There wasn't a big lead by either team where one team was having to fight back the whole time. It was always a 2-point game, one way or the other,
close.
Or 4. So I'm anxious to see here what Portageville will come out here and do a little bit different.
All right, Alexia Elizondo back to serve for Clarkton, and nice serve to start off with. Farmer couldn't handle it in the back row, and that ball just went off her hands and out of bounds. Elizondo back to serve again. That time picked up pass nicely. Set over by Larry, set over by Cowart, right back at her, and hers was more effective because she put it into a spot where they weren't expecting it.
Right. Portageville is moving a little flat right now.
Elizondo back to serve again. Good pick up that time by Weddington, but passed over the net. Fortunate for Portageville that ball wasn't hit better. Clarkton not moving really well after that first pickup by Elizondo. So first point for Portageville. So now Adams back to serve for the Bulldogs. Nice pass that time, good set and good hit.
Good hit.
for Bree Winchester on the outside.
So what I like sitting back here is we can really see that ball move on this serve. And there's such a good view of it.
Absolutely.
And it drops.
And you know, it's almost like a 12-6 curveball, kind of like almost like a sinker when in baseball. If you watch baseball, that ball has a lot of top spin on it. And even that ball, even though it was higher, still had a lot of top spin. And when it hit Stone's hands, the rotation on the ball caused her to not be able to control it. So Coward again, this time, she clips the top of the net, but she had enough top spin on it to get it over the net. Boy, a quick 6-1 lead for the Reindeer. Let's stay here this time, Josh. We'll stick around. And so what do you see to start this off?
I see Portageville's a little flat. Right now is a little flat, is just letting some things drop. And I don't see any momentum. I don't see any energy over there that I saw in some of the other sets previous. So get it moving here. Clarkton, I'm proud for the Bree Winchester to hopefully knock on wood. She has served great here this set, and that's what we're typically used to seeing out of her.
Right.
Portageville's just going to have to come alive here right now,
well,
and they're going to have to dig deep, and it's going to be tough.
Portageville hopes, Bernie Cowart back to serve again, but Portageville hopes that they've kind of slowed her momentum down. But let's see what happens here. Nope, she got it over. Set, but nice set, and that time Farmer from the outside, but Cowart set that ball a little bit close to the net, a little bit outside for Winchester, and she wasn't able to handle it. So 6-2 Smith back to serve. Janiyah Smith back to serve for the Portageville Bulldogs. Nice movement on that serve as well. Elizondo with a short pass.
Clarkton's cousins, they got tangled up in each other.
I really thought that Winchester was going to reach up for that ball and hit Cowart right in the face. So
I did too.
That's maybe why the ball fell. Angel Johnson with the pickup, set over by Winchester that time. And someone was under the net.
Under the net, yeah.
So I was trying to read his signal and initially couldn't read it, but finally figured it out. So Winchester back to serve now for the Reindeer. Weddington with the pickup, Stone with the free ball back over.
Clarkton has done that twice.
Yep, set was too close to the net and not able to handle it. That was one of those where Brinley Cowart took the serve receive, or took the receive, and they weren't able to handle it as well that time.
And both times she's had to use a forearm pass on that, which makes it a little more difficult.
Johnson with the good hit that time, but picked up by the Reindeer. Set back that time to Rivera, and she ran it right down the net again, but this time Elizondo with the set. Picked up by Cowart, played it off the rafters. Elizondo hits it over, didn't jump, but she did hit the ball over.
Libero can't jump there.
Right, set to the outside to Johnson, who thought she found the floor, but Portageville players got their hands in the way of the floor. So lots of good action here. Stone with the hit out of the middle. And the final hit that time by Crowder, long and out. So Irby back to serve again for Portageville, down 5-7. Set to the outside. Outside to Glow Farmer, who put it down solid. I think Coach Cowart wanted a call at her being in the net. But the referees didn't see that, so.
She even looked at us, see if we could help her. I looked at her, I don't think I can help her right now.
She's very animated on the sideline, as I've mentioned, but good pass by Elizondo that time. Cowart picks it up. Oh, set over by Crowder, hit over by Crowder, and not able to be handled by Irby, and down for a point for the Reindeer.
So some things that should be pretty textbook for Portageville right now that they're going to have to work on are those wild free balls coming over, unexpected things that they've got to get something off of those.
Set to the outside to Rivera. Missed her time to jump a little bit, but was able to get it over. Stone in the middle. Picked up nicely by Winchester. And Portageville again in the net.
I say number 6. Or Sutter.
Maybe so.
Yeah. She is front row right now. And there's nobody there.
Okay. So 10-6 now. Reindeer in the lead. Crowder back to serve again and serves it long. Nice play that time by Briley Adams to let that ball go. She knew where she was on the court. Ball was up on her body, and so she turned and let it go by.
Clarkton's libero comes back in.
Farmer with the serve that time. Johnson went up, hit that ball off Stone and out of bounds.
Riley Plunkett back in.
Plunkett back into serve, and she's been pretty effective so far. Hope it didn't jinx her, but nope, still an effective serve. Ball went through the rafter, didn't hit it. Played well by Portageville. Little pass, and Cowart actually got to hit one. Picked up, set to the middle to Johnson. Well, nice pickup again by Farmer in the back row. I mean, she's really solid back there. She's not afraid of those balls coming hard. But
she's not. That was the first time I've seen Johnson go to her right, which is great. She's moving the ball around.
Riley Plunkett with the serve out long. So Stone back to serve for the Portageville Bulldogs, down 12-8. Back set to Johnson, who tipped it to her right, picked up by the hit that time.
Off her hands.
By Adams, off Johnson's hands and out of bounds. Smart play that time, using the block and hitting the ball out. Stone back to serve again, now 12-9 Clarkton. Elizondo with the pass. Cowart with the set, and Johnson with the kill. That's the way you design it. Doesn't always work that way, but that's certainly the way Coach Cowart draws it up for them.
Portageville was late on the block, and it just went right through.
Johnson back to serve again, or back to serve for the Reindeer. Tough serve that time. Off 3 sets of hands and into the net.
Clarkton has 5-point lead.
Portageville really needs to do a better job of passing the ball right now. That first pass is really a struggle for them right now. Much better pass that time. And Smith with the hit. And that ball hit the rafter as it crossed the net, so that's a point for Portageville. Weddington back in on the front row. She always brings energy and a presence to that front row for this team. And you've got 3 hitters on the front row because your setter's in the back row. Good hit that time for Clarkton. Elizondo back to serve again. Crowder back into the match. Set to the middle. Block was up late, but couldn't take advantage of it. Set to the outside to
Weddington.
Good pickup by Farmer again. Weddington not able to get to it. Free ball back over for Johnson. Comes running out of the back row to hit that ball back over. Much more aggressively than the one she hit out of the back row earlier. But Winchester put that ball down. Nice cross-court hit from the outside for Winchester that time.
I don't think she feels bad. I think
No,
that's just her.
she's just not emotional.
Not emotional, and that's fine.
Absolutely. But she did look like she didn't have much energy in that second set.
That's right.
Which did affect, and maybe she just missed a couple balls and was down on herself. So Coach Winchester not able to play that ball, even though she caught it. So point for Portageville, 16-11 now. The Reindeer still in the lead. Riley Adams back to serve and hits it into the top of the net.
Miss serve.
Brinley Cowart back to serve for Clarkton. She had a nice little run earlier on her serve. So let's see how she does this time. Standing right here, right back here by us. I hate to say anything about her. I'm afraid she can hear me. Good set to the middle to Weddington. Picked up by Cowart. Good play to cover for Clarkton. Free ball back over. Let's see what Portageville can do with it. Good pickup. Elizondo covering a lot of ground that time. Hustling back. Clarkton just a little bit more aggressive and more active that time.
Clarkson's
18-11.
playing awesome defense right now.
18-11, the Reindeer in the lead. Portageville takes their second and final timeout, so we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds. So we're back here in the Clarkton Gymnasium. Clarkton leading 18-11 here in set number 4.
In order for Portageville to get back in this game, they're going to have to pass that hit a lot more. Put the ball down. There we go.
And that's exactly what you said, Coach. Coming out of that timeout, that's exactly what you want. Nice placement of the set. Nice hit by Glow Farmer on the outside.
She's had a really good night hitting as well. Glow has.
She's had a good night all the way around, all the way around the court, all 6 rotations. She's played solid defense in the back row. Smith uncharacteristically hit that ball into the net. I think that may be her first missed serve of the night. So Bree Winchester back to serve for the Reindeer. Nice location, but out. She saw a spot there she thought she could get the ball into, but again, if you don't get it in, you can't play. So
Glow thought it was her serve, and she said, nope, I get to go hit one more time.
Herbie's going to serve, so she gets to stay on the front row. And that's out. I don't think Winchester was quite sure that ball was going to be out. When she turned, she looked and said, oh, and then it went out. So she was happy.
Clarkton has a 7-point lead right now.
They won the race to 20, as we talk about, being a mental win. Set to the outside to Rivera. Picked up, hit back over by Larry. Again, set to the outside to Rivera. Picked up on defense. Stone in the middle. Not sure how that ball was handled by
hit her shoulder.
Youngblood, but she got it back over. Set to Farmer and hit out. So when balls are bouncing your way, they just bounce your way, and sometimes that's what happens.
She just turned her head and took it.
Yep. Nice serve that time by Crowder. Floated over, dropped right in front of the Portageville defender.
Portageville needs to stop this serve right now at 22-13.
22-13. Coach doesn't have any more timeouts, so she's going to have to watch it play out. Crowder helps her out, hits the serve into the net. Elizondo back into to play the back row.
I have seen more high schoolers serving a shorter serve. They are a little more difficult to pick up.
They are. And Stone that time on the net and put that ball down. The bench is up, excited. Let's see if that transfers over. They're going to have to score a lot of points and not let Clarkton score any in order to be able to pull this set out and stay in the match. Rivera with the hit and out. So that's a point for the Bulldogs.
Knew it. She was behind her head.
So Farmer with the serve again for the Bulldogs. Picked up, set to the middle to Johnson. Good pickup by Farmer again in the back row.
Adams.
And there's Adams from the left side again.
I look for Coach Winchester to call a timeout here in the next. Oh, she's going to do a sub.
So Riley Plunkett is coming in, back in the set, back into the game. Coach Cowart and making sure that she has the right personnel out there to make plays right here. Winchester picks it up, sets outside to Plunkett, who just came back into the game. Good pickup, but off her hands and out of bounds. 22-18. Reindeer still in the lead, but Portageville now threatening, only down 4.
I like to see a freshman come in and get some time in on a varsity game.
Absolutely. And she's been effective tonight. Youngblood hits the ball into the net. Timeout, Reindeer. We're going to stay here this time so we can kind of set things up for the last push toward the end of this this fourth set. It's 22-19, Reindeer in the lead. Coach, what do we see?
Even though Portageville doesn't have the lead, they have the momentum right now. And so when they come out of this timeout, that's what they need. They don't need to have a missed serve. They need to get another kill. But in Clarkton's eyes, that's what she's hoping. She's hoping she calms them down, they get a missed serve, or they get a point anyhow. Coach Cowart doesn't care how we get the point. We need to get to 23, and then we get to 24. If they get to 24 before Portageville gets to 24, people will back off, and they won't hit as hard. They may not play it as aggressive. They'll be safer and try not to lose that last point, and Clarkton will keep swinging. It depends if that's how the game goes. So Coach Cowart is in hope that this point is 23, and then we go back to serve, makes 24. Yep. Let's see how it plays out.
So Farmer with the serve. She gets it over. And the rafters come into play again. That time Plunkett with the initial serve receive pass off the rafter and straight down. So
Farmer with another great serve.
Absolutely. Farmer's, again, we said she's probably had one of the best nights of any Portageville Bulldog tonight. Cowart with the set. Stone tipped it and not handled by the coverage that time. So 23-20. Going to bring Plunkett back in to serve now. Kind of substituting in and out there real quickly. And a very effective serve that time. Lots of movement, and that ball could not be handled by the Portageville Bulldogs. So we're at match point here. If the Reindeer can hold this serve, that'll be the match. So Plunkett back to serve and hits it into the net. So 24-21 now. Portageville has the serve back. And it's Stone back to serve for Laney Stone, the senior middle blocker, back to serve for Portageville. Set to the outside to the right side to Johnson.
And that's
free ball back over.
That's who Clarkton is going to use.
Right back to Johnson in the middle again. And this time off hands and out of bounds. So Clarkton's able to withstand that second set letdown, and Portageville playing much better. And so Clarkton's able to pull out the win here tonight in 4 sets. So we're going to take a minute, and then we'll be right back to recap tonight's action and look forward to what's coming up later on this week.
Does your business need literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 Or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
Pork steak, fast break, best chicken in the whole state. Fast break, whoop doggies, I think I need a fast break. All right.
Fast Break in Bernie, Missouri. Fresh food, lottery, gas, and more.
Fast break.
And we're back to wrap up tonight's action here on A-Corp Sports. Don't forget that the A-Corp networks do more than just sports coverage. A-Corp Media also has several other shows that we do, including an interview show called Very Interesting. A new episode went up today, just this afternoon, with Laura Doomey, the Executive Director of Stars and Stripes Library and Museum in Bloomfield. You ever been up there, Coach?
Yes, we used to go to their History Day, take the schools, and History Day is coming up usually in November, and it's a wonderful event. Not just schools, but also the community can come out for it as well.
Absolutely. So it's a very, very interesting interview with Ms. Doomey. She did a great job. So check that out on A-Corp Media on the YouTube channel for Very Interesting. So coming up later this week, we want to mention a couple of things, and then we'll get back to kind of wrapping up tonight's action. We've got another exciting volleyball match coming up on Thursday evening. The Poplar Bluff Mules will be traveling to Dexter to play the Dexter Bearcats. We've seen Dexter play a couple of times, and they're a pretty solid squad. So we look forward to that. And then Friday evening, A-Corp Sports will be in Kennett at Metz Cherry Stadium for Kennett hosting Dexter. So Dexter's really been playing well, coming off some big wins. And so we look forward to seeing that.
And that's a big rival between Kennett and Dexter in football.
It is, absolutely.
Every year.
Absolutely. So as these junior varsity teams get ready to play here in the next couple of minutes, Clarkton has several of their players that play varsity also play junior varsity, so they don't have enough players to actually do a full junior varsity match. So they'll play a couple of sets here to give both teams an opportunity to play their junior varsity players. But, Coach, what did you see tonight that you expected? What did you see that surprised you?
Okay, so I did expect to see Portageville hit the ball, but they hit the ball very well in the second set. The first, third, and the fourth set, I didn't see as many kills from Portageville. They just didn't seem to get that going for them. Clarkton, every time I've seen them play, the defense for them is amazing back here. They're libero, and they work well together. And they had several kills too. It just worked really well for them tonight. And even though some of the second set was flip-flopped, they both had to fight their way back. I thought that was very uncharacteristic. So these teams going into postseason play, they cannot come out because that will and can determine a game right now.
Absolutely. You can't have unforced errors when district time rolls around. You just got to really buckle down and make sure that those errors are out of your game. Coach Cowart down here presenting, honoring the two players we mentioned earlier in the game, which is Lexi Elizondo on her 1,000 digs in a career, quite a monumental milestone, and then Bree Winchester with 500 kills as a hitter. So congratulations to both those young ladies. Congratulations to Coach Cowart on another victory, adding to her impressive total.
She got to 20.
And she got to 20 wins on the season. Absolutely right.
That is always a big deal. If you can win 20 games in volleyball, you have had a pretty successful season.
And we expected at some point during the next couple of weeks they would get that, but they got it tonight. And So that kind of wraps things up from here at Clarkton High School Gymnasium, where the Clarkton Reindeer have defeated the Portageville Bulldogs 3-1, winning 25-19, 25-20, 25-21, and losing the second set 25-21 to Portageville. Both these teams looking forward to playoffs. Portageville trying to right the ship after having lost 2 games in a row. But that just tells you how strong that Class 1 District 2 is. The 2 teams they've lost to are both out of that district.
Yes.
And Portageville still probably looks like the strongest team in that Class 2 District 1. So we'll be very excited to see how the rest of this season plays out, as well as the playoffs. We're going to be doing the championship game of the Boot Hill Conference Tournament in a week or so. A couple of weeks, I guess.
October the 12th.
And we're looking forward to, there's a very real possibility we could see these Portageville Bulldogs again at that time. That will be at Malden, so we'll be looking forward to that in about a week and a half. So from Clarkton High School, on behalf of A-Corp Sports, along with my broadcast partner, Coach Gentry Vance, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you from the Dexter Bearcat Event Center on Thursday night as the Bearcats welcome the Poplar Bluff Mules to town for volleyball action. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.